the truth about selling books on Amazon as a beginner in 2025, 2026, and 2027. There's never been a greater time to build passive income. There's never been more currency in the world. There's never been more abundance than there is now. So many emerging niches, so many trends you can dive into. And today we're talking about how it is possible for you. Now, in previous videos, you may have learned that I scaled low content books, empty journals, and prompted journals to 6 figures. And I want to talk about the difference between someone that does really well and then someone that doesn't. I recently showed you a test that I'm doing where I'm publishing prompted journals. So I'm taking low content and changing one thing. The reason why I'm doing this, you guys, is because they get published the same day. When you take one step away from low content and add a little bit more details and features into your book, it can get published within 24 hours, okay? The maximum you can upload a day is 3. So we have 3 chances at bat, right? And as we do our keyword research and we make sure that we're finding customers that want our book, this is possible for you as a beginner, okay? This is without ads. I've been talking about how ads have changed my life. I have courses on ads. I have developed unseen strategies from scaling low content books because no one's doing it. When I learned ads from somebody, they had never created a book in their life, okay? And so I actually am in the weeds of publishing medium content and low content books and scaling them with ads. So when we talk about what is possible for a beginner selling books on Amazon KDP, here it is, okay? Here's the big mistake that beginners make that I don't want you to make. You've got $54 in your bank account. That's incredible, right? That's going to give you a tank of gas if you live in the United States. That's going to get you milk, chicken, salad, maybe some pasta, right? It's going to take you and your significant other out to dinner. But if you take this $54 and you put it into ads, it can change your life. The first month on Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing, I published 200 books in 30 days. It was before they made the 3-day rule. I made $18. That means I was making like 2 cents an hour. 2 cents an hour as a beginner, right? But I have some childhood trauma. I have some Facebook trauma. Let me tell you about that. In 2019, I learned Facebook ads and I scaled a $27 offer to 30 grand in 50 days. It changed our life so much that we took that money and we bought the groceries. We paid the bills. We paid off debt. And when it was time to scale that offer past 30 grand, I didn't have the income to do it. And that's when I learned, like, oh, it takes money to grow money. Okay. Now, it didn't take any money to grow this 5414 with the exception of Canva Pro, which I used Canva Media Magic and Canva Sheets to do these books, okay, these 14 books. So you have a decision to make as a beginner, publishing journals and planners and activity books and workbooks and all manner of no written books on KDP. You're going to come to an impasse. You're going to be able to choose path A or path B. Path A is what everybody does. They get that money and they go fill up the tank of gas. Sometimes people don't have a choice, right? In 2020, like, we lived on it because we felt like we didn't have a choice. I didn't have the long-term thinking, okay? Path A is okay. It rhymes, right? But path B is when we have a little bit more futuristic vision and say, what can I turn this $54 into, okay? Path B is like, I'm going to take some of that and I'm going to turn on ads because it's validated. The book is the first chance when I had my first coach for that $27 offer that I scaled, I said, how do you know if someone wants your product? How do you know if it's validated? And she said, when you sell it one time, okay? So it is likely that if you've sold a book one time, I want you to sit in that celebration and I want you to say, yay. I want you to say, thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Like, I want you to be grateful, okay? Because there's so many videos out there that say, oh, this doesn't work for beginners. That is not a grateful heart, and gratitude grows abundance, okay? So here's path B. Path B is taking some of this and opening an advertising.amazon.com account. You have to have a credit card hooked up to run ads. You can't use your royalties. Don't worry, I already asked. And you can set up a campaign. I have a campaign that does $1.59 a day, okay? So you're going to take some of this $54.41 and you're going to put it back into your ads. Now, some of you might be asking, how much do I put back into my ads? How much do you want to scale? Okay? How much do you want to grow this bigger? That first month on Amazon, I made $18. I took that $18 and I put it in ads. Guess what my profit was after ads my first month? If you're new to this channel, you might not know, but I want you to remember this number and I want you to put it in the comments because you can do more than I did. And I'm a 6-figure self-publisher. $3.73, okay, after ad spend. So I was willing to give up $15 to scale to 6 figures. It gives me the chills when I say that because so many people choose path A without even recognizing path B is just around the corner. It is just around your mindset to think outside of the box and say, wow, this worked in a baby way, the baby steps. How can we pick up the pace? How can we speed walk now that we know how to walk? How can we jog? How can we run? How can we sprint? But if we're not willing to make the baby steps, there's a lot of wobbling involved, right? In that part. Even getting to this point, right? Now, here is also something for you to think about as a beginner. These are 14 books. They are book 567, 68, 69, 70, 71. It took me over 550 reps to get better and better and better and better. And I want that for you. Once you make a book, you have more skill sets than you did before. You know how to upload a book. That is a skill set that people charge for. I'm recently building a program about how you can get paid to upload books for other people. Okay? Because there's more to this than just what Amazon is giving us. But we have to have the mindset that $54 is enough. And I want you to remember that if you're watching this from an electronic device, like you've always had enough. You're here, you're breathing, you're alive, you have your health, right? You will always have enough. And you currently have enough. So it's time to take a step off the path of not reinvesting your royalties. And it's time to reinvest your royalties because it's going to transform you. It's going to transform your family. It's going to transform your goals. And so if any of this helped you, please put that in the comments. I just want you to know from a realistic perspective that everybody has the power to do more if they understand that there's a path. I love you and I'll see you in the next video.